I'm Dave Panozzo. I run a team here in Scottsdale, about 25 agents. And today, I'm excited about this because we are here at a $6.5 million home. And my intention today is to walk you through what it's like to show a luxury home. Now here's the thing, if you've never shown a luxury home, you are going to be in shock and awe, okay? I remember back when I did my first luxury home, I was ill prepared. Okay, I'd never been in a 5, 6, I think I showed up to like 9,000 square feet. I was more excited than the actual client I was showing. Okay, so where I'm going with this is you got to practice this stuff. This isn't something that you're gonna watch this video and be like, oh, I'm good, I got it. No. You gotta get yourself familiarized with walking around these homes because they're huge, right? I have a cheat sheet that I'm gonna use today. This is almost 6,500 square feet, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, if you've never walked through a 6,000 square foot home, your mouth is gonna be open, you're gonna have drool coming down your face because you've never seen anything like that. Your clients, that's what they're accustomed to. Well, guess what? They're gonna look at you and think you're crazy, right? So practice, get into some of these homes, go on home tours, walk around and start to get familiarized what it's like to show a luxury property. So being a good agent, you're gonna show up early to these homes, okay? Number one. Number two, if you're meeting an agent, okay, at the home, typically at this price point, listing agents are gonna be there to help show you the home, okay? Along with your clients. You can kind of use that listing agent as a cheat sheet. Okay, now some are good, some are okay, some are like they're just showing up just to unlock the house, okay? So this is where you gotta know your stuff. You gotta do some homework, okay? So make sure you bring a copy of the MLS Plano with you. And also too, look on the document tab. If there's extra things in the document tab that share good information about the home, like you wanna bring that along too. Because again, you need to be the source of the source and explaining things to your client. So the whole premise here is to get you familiarized with showing a luxury property, okay? Number one, make sure you show up before your client. There's nothing worse than showing up to a showing and your clients are already there, and guess what? The listing agent is talking to your buyers. That's not good. You don't want that. So make sure you get here sooner than later with enough time to be able to wait for your clients to pull in, okay? Number two, be prepared, okay? Again, you have to be prepared when you're showing these types of homes because again, there's a lot going on. You've never been to the home. You're gonna be walking through. Yeah, you can look at pictures online and kind of familiarize yourself with it, but there's a lot of stuff going on, okay? So where I'm going with this is practice, but today we're gonna walk inside and I'm gonna treat you guys as my client and I'm also gonna teach at the same time. So bear with me, we're gonna cover a lot, let's go. All right, so here we go. We're walking in. Now, again, this is a $6.5 million home in North Scottsdale. So you wanna lead coming in so that your clients can get the full effect. Because again, I'm about to walk in to a very unique type of courtyard before we actually walk into the home. So here we go. Yep, and I would tell my clients, hey, watch your step. Watch your step here because this is a really cool courtyard. Right now it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but I can't imagine what this would look like during like a twilight or early evening. I mean, this is gorgeous. There's lights throughout the bottom of this tiny pool here, the landscape. I mean, what a showpiece entrance to a home. Now see, this is typically where what's gonna happen is either the listing agent would be here and I would introduce the listing agent to my clients, okay? Because I don't want this to feel awkward. I want everyone to feel comfortable. And again, there's nothing worse than, and we've all been in this position to where you've gone somewhere to want to buy a product or something, or maybe you've experienced going to a house and having to meet a listing agent. Everyone feels a little tense. You control the tone. Okay, so you want to make everyone feel comfortable at the beginning. So I would come on in, and luckily today we're touring without having a listing agent here. So this is where I'm going to break it down and say, hey guys, this is almost a 7,000 square foot house. There's a lot of space. We can either walk through it together or if you guys just want to take your time and start wandering around, you're more than welcome to. And typically, if my client really knows exactly what it is that they want, what will happen is they will start to wander on their own because they know what they know in terms of what it is that they want. Now, if not, what I'm gonna do is, based off of doing a little bit of homework prior to arriving to the house, I'm gonna know that it's a split floor plan, right? On this side of the house, you have a majority of the family room, kitchen, the primary bedroom in the back there. So what I would do is I would intentionally, come on, follow me, I would hit the other side of the house. Because what I'm trying to do is build up some excitement. I don't want to just go for the kill shot and show them the backyard and the kitchen, because that's usually where everyone gravitates to, right? I want to kind of make them, I want to keep them a little on edge, okay? I want to show them over here. I want to show them the secondary bedrooms. So I'd be like, all right, guys, come on, follow me. And of course, they're gonna be opening up doors and seeing closets, and you don't have to open up every single door, okay? Like, don't be a freak and open up every nook and cranny, okay? Because that's a little erotic. You're just gonna wanna generally flow through the house. And again, I don't know this home, okay? But I know enough that I'm gonna walk them into the home and be like, well, every room here has its own ensuite. Now this is nice because I know with your kids or your visitors or guests or whatever you're gonna be doing with the intention with some of these secondary bedrooms, I would then show them, hey, every room here, every bedroom has its own ensuite. I'd be like, come on, take a look. Then I would transition and start to walk them through. And again, what's nice about this home is that every part that you're in, you can see another side of the house. And this right here, a lot of times people will have like a secondary family room, or maybe this is a playroom, or maybe this is like a big, huge study. It gives you some flex space, right? And people want space. And sometimes you have to guide them with what a space could be used for, okay? Especially in a home this size. And then back here, we have another ensuite. And again, sometimes everyone is just kind of hurled together in like a small little herd. I would even share with them, hey, look, it even has a private door here to the patio area, which is kind of cool. Great views. You know, every room is set up for a flat screen TV. Has all the hookups and all the stuff right here. And again, these are things that people want to know. Just because it's there, don't assume they know. It's okay to point things out. So then I would say, okay, great. So there's 2 guest bedrooms on this side of the home, along with the family room area. And then it's like, oh my God, this entrance, you know, they're walking right into like this atrium area. Yes, that's a little overgrown right now, but imagine if you had a fountain or something out there, or, you know, I mean, there's 1,000 things you could do out there. But again, you're setting that scene of them visualizing living here. You have a half bath up front for guests. Now, this is the part that gets exciting, because now you're like, okay, now you're getting into the great room, family room. This is the area everyone spends the most time in. So this is typically where, you know, if a husband and wife or, you know, a couple, this is where you start to see them kind of divide out. And again, whoever gravitates, listen, I know, like myself, I do all the cooking. Guess what? I'm more concerned about the kitchen, right? Or if the wife is the cook and she wants to, you know, start poking around and stuff to see where everything's at. This is where you kind of like, you gotta be careful now, okay? Because you might have someone running down the hall and the other person's here. Like, which way do you go? Well, guess what? You go with what makes sense, okay? So this is where you're gonna explain to them, oh my God, look at they have Wolf appliances. Everything is very sleek. Everything is tucked away. There isn't a lot of like nooks and crannies in this. And a lot of people love streamlined kitchens. The old days of all the cupboards and all the stuff, like they don't do that stuff anymore. This is where you're gonna be like, look how sleek everything is. You have a fridge on this side, And then on the other side, you have the freezer, okay? So lots of space for entertaining. Ice maker and everything. So again, people are gonna poke around, they're gonna look at storage. Also too, I noticed there's storage underneath, okay? For people that have big parties, there's extra storage space underneath. So again, everyone's always wanting to know how big's the pantry, how big's the pantry? I'm like, okay, come on back here. This is the pantry. And as you can see, plenty of space for all your needs. And see, nowadays, a lot of these pantries will have the countertops, so you can have extra microwaves, hot plates, or whatever it is for entertaining. Like, people want to know about that stuff. And then right off the pantry is also the laundry room, which here's all your hookups, plenty of space. Like, this is the stuff people are looking for. Storage, space. They want their stuff to have certain spots in the house all set up. Then I would walk them back this way, and here's your garage area. Now, garages, when they're brand new, again, what's nice about this is a brand new house. It looks good, right? There isn't oil stains or anything. It's epoxied and it's all painted. So come on out this way. Big, huge garage, right? And people have sports cars. You know, typically they're like, well, can I put a lift in here to be able to put, you know, stack my cars? Can I put, you know, cabinets and things like that? Like, these are the important things that people want to know. And again, it's your job to point this stuff out. And then out here, what I would do is basically share with them, look at all this storage space. Has AC. So sometimes we have some of those things that we want to store, but we don't want them to melt, especially here in Arizona. This is a cooled storage unit, which is nice. And then we also have, this is where all the utilities are. And again, I like to show people this stuff. Even though they're not going to be the ones changing out air filters and things like that, I still want to point out where everything is. And again, this builder did a phenomenal job, so come on. So this is where, again, I've showed where the secondary bedrooms are, the kitchen, the great room. Now we're gonna go back to the primary bedroom. So I would say, come on, let's follow me. And again, when there's a lot of space like this home is staged, so it kind of gives you an idea of where the furniture would go. But sometimes when it's vacant and it's a bigger home, a lot of times people have trouble in like visioning where their furniture is gonna go. And sometimes you kind of have to help them out a little bit, okay? It's important to do that. And don't be afraid to look at your MLS Plano, okay? This is your cheat sheet to help them out, especially if you're by yourself and there isn't a listing agent here to help direct and share with you some of the features of the home. This is your cheat sheet. Again, I would share with them, look at this. Can you imagine on a nice, cool evening, you have a fire pit or something out there? You can open this up for entertaining purposes. Like, this is a entertaining home. And before we hit the primary bedroom, I would say, hey, there's even a couple extra rooms back here. This could be used as a study or a third bedroom, okay? It has its own ensuite. This one is right now set up as an office, but look at the view into the courtyard. It's pretty cool. And this is where then I would segue into, here's the primary bedroom. Typically at this point, they're gonna wander. Like, don't try to like control people on when you're touring a home. Let them wander. Say, guys, take a look around. There's some really cool features in here. Let me know if you have any questions. Let them wander through, okay? I know some people have been told, don't let your clients wander. Listen, if it's appropriate, let them wander. If you feel your clients need to be kind of handheld and walk them through what's going on in the home, then please do. There's no right or wrong on that. And again, it just depends on the type of client that you're working with. Because some people at this price point, they know what they know, and they will be like, no, I've walked into $5 million homes. They've walked in, literally 30 seconds later, they're like, yeah, I've seen enough. I'm like, oh, okay? You're gonna have that, all right? But in a home like this, it's brand new, North Scottsdale, like this is checking all the boxes. So again, you never know until you start looking at homes. So come on, let me show you. And again, great setup, fireplace, has all the hookups for the flat screen over the fireplace. I mean, what an oasis this is, right? And again, at this price point, what I find is a lot of times they'll have a spot here for a washer and dryer in the primary suite. What's nice about that is that you don't have to haul all your laundry to the other side of the home, okay? And again, huge setup, plenty of space, plenty of cabinets and drawers, because a lot of times at this type of setup, people aren't putting dressers out there. They're doing everything in the closet. And here we are in the primary suite's bathroom. This is where a lot of people spend a lot of time, okay? Everything from, look at the lighting in here, look at the finishes, like this is luxury, okay? And this is where I'm gonna let people just kind of wander around. And here's one cool feature, and I always try to point out like, oh, here's one cool feature, right? Here's one cool feature that I would want to share with them is that it has its own private entrance out to the patio, which again, this is all private. So if someone wanted to have a cold plunge out here or do something, there's even a shower. I want you to get a shot of that because that's cool. And here's the thing, like this is a private patio, okay, that goes out to the pool area. Don't say weird stuff. Like sometimes guys will say weird stuff or girls, oh, you could sunbathe nude out here. Don't say that stuff, okay? Let them have the imagination if that's where they want to go with it, but don't say creepy stuff like that. Come on now, okay? It's your clients. And how would that sound if you were with your spouse and someone said that? That would be awkward, right? So again, be careful of what you say and how it sounds because you can make people feel a certain way and you could be going through third or fourth house of the day and then make some crazy comment like that. That would be very off-putting to me if I was with my wife and someone said that. So again, be careful on what you say, but always try to point out one cool thing or one cool feature of the home that maybe they didn't realize, okay? So then what I would do is say, come on, let's go back through this way. So this is where I'd say, hey, let's go check out the backyard. I know there's a casita. I'm kind of excited to see what that piece looks like. And again, with these floor to ceiling like views, I mean, you feel like you're outside. So now all of a sudden, here you are going outside. This is where you want to paint that picture. Imagine entertaining, or you're having Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever the case may be. Look at what you would be able to do here. How many people could you get back here? This is a really cool setup. And again, for those families or couples that like to entertain, this is definitely something that would be very exciting to be able to live here. And then I'd be like, see, they have the hot tub, which is close. The hot tub is right there by the primary bedroom, which you'd be able to sneak out and go through your primary bathroom to take showers and whatnot. You have outdoor cooking. And then for those that are like a golf enthusiast, look, you have your own putting green set up here. So they've maximized all the space for entertaining and having purpose. Now, here's the thing, casitas, usually that's a multifunctional type thing. That's either for sometimes family members that will live with them or for complete entertainment purposes. So I'd say, hey, follow me out to the casita. How nice would it be for when you're entertaining for the kids or for your in-laws who are gonna live with you, check out the space back here. Okay, so here's the thing. I've talked about a lot of stuff, right? I've talked about a lot. Again, some of you may be going, oh my God, that's a horrible walkthrough. Well, listen, I am teaching and training on little bits and pieces of things that I've learned over the years. You're not perfect on the first go around. It's gonna take you time. And here's the thing, you gotta practice. You gotta practice this stuff. Like I said, I remember the first time I went to go show these 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 square foot homes, I was freaking out. And the reason why is because I was unprepared, because I had never done it before. So I was scared. My wife laughed at me. But nonetheless, I started to get comfortable. I started to become a student of learning some of these things about these homes. It's so important because what you say and how you say it will have a complete different reaction from your clients. Learn from other people that are more successful than you. Practice and practice and practice. You will get this. And eventually what will happen is you'll be doing the teaching to some new agent that has just gotten in the business. Listen, if you liked what you heard today, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm dropping heat every day of the week. Listen, I enjoy what I do. I run a team. I know what you're going through. And you're going through things that you will look back on and go, I can't believe I got so worked up over that. It's because you don't know and that you're learning. When you're learning, you don't know everything. Stay the course, stay consistent, and as always, let's make it a great day.